assisting those decision makers by providing further insight to the data you are already collecting. At the scale business process level, let us introduce analytic and reporting capabilities. This is often where we might have multidimensional databases and cubes coming into the start to support interrogation and querying of the data. Data marks are subject specific, so perhaps the finance group has the need and the budget to integrate their finance related systems and product analytics and reporting solutions around this. Unlikely if over. Ultimately, if the time different areas of your enterprise produce these data marks and are designed to work together, it is what we consider to be the enterprise data warehouse. Or if I am producer of a vertical or horizontal application that I sell commercially, I may ship a data mart along with that includes integrated reporting and analytics capabilities. A picture tells 1,000 words. I like to summarize this by saying we have got these end users that need access to data. The client access and the data sources, as is shown in the picture. It is undesirable that we have them connect and even grant them permission to do so to the source systems that are collecting our data. A couple of key points here of this. These systems are optimized for collecting data. Different data structure, normalized, few indexes, and yet a potential query that might request years of data to summarize it to meet the needs of marketing manager. Dirty data is another problem here. We haven't had the opportunity to clean it. Garbage in, garbage out would apply here. We don't want garbage decision being made. To overcome performance problems, you could use replication or mirroring or log shipping, for example, to separate the write and read activities. That might overcome performance problems, but not all problems. Usually, the long-term approach is to define something like data warehouse. What you can sell. What you can call it is up to you. I actually prefer a title like says reporting analytic platform, but it didn't fit in the box. So we are going to use data warehouse, which is normally people use. The data warehouse then consists of these relational databases that we will refer to as data marts, subject specific stores. It's still relational, but the stars here inside those databases denote that we are using a star schema design, somewhat optimized for querying from. We will find it denormalized. It reduces the number of joins, and there are more indexes to support the queries. Then in addition to this, the data mart can have this multidimensional structure called cubes. They are that are really, in my thinking, accelerators across your data. They provide a very intuitive model for users to navigate across hierarchies and members and measures. To find the answer to these questions, it delivers fast response because it usually goes through a processing phase. A processing phase where it takes the underlying data from your data mart and it pre-calculates and it stores high-level aggregates. At query time, they are simply read from the cache rather than aggregated. Data mining is another concept. Here at the data mining, the technology can extract patterns from your data and reveal those patterns to deliver insight about your data, and often using predictive scenarios. Here we have the concept of OData feeds. We have this flexible exposing data via feeds that allow an entirely different range of applications to consume feeds. It is very useful in supporting self-service BI scenarios instead of clients connecting direct to data sources. They now connect to the resources at this layer. That implies data has to move periodically, what is every 24 hours, every 5 minutes, or 1 a month. According to the rhythms of business, we extract, transform, and load the data into these data maps and then service it through these intuitive models. That might be complex to doing one hit. Staging databases, which you see under staging area, might support this flow better, and there might be the need to manually cleanse. Which are to try to avoid because it's slow, expensive, and it could introduce further problems to the data quality. This pretty much announced that the flow is enterprise BI solution that were best for delivering BI to the end user. We need to appreciate from the end user perspective how they need to access the data and use it. It might be they simply need graphical representation of it. Perhaps they need tabular fixed canned reports or using a productivity tool like Excel. They need an ad hoc interactive experience and maybe even the capability of modeling tool like modeling tool so they can produce their own data model which integrates multiple data sources. Finally, they might need traffic lights. Really, I'm referring to KPI, where we are talking about monitoring, the ability to bring actual and targets together and compare whether we are on track with our expectations. You would think that is the story ends here, but there is actually one more build. That is that there is no end to this story. There is actually two takes on this from my point of view. You may have noticed that this before, that when someone asks a question and you answer it, it often evolves to a whole new question. This is evolution, and we need tools and browser experiences that allow users to continue to navigate and explore to understand. The other concept is if we delivering KPIs to compare actual to target, where are targets coming from? Or I mean, where are the targets coming from? It implies there being some formalized process of capturing expectations or targets for the future, and we store them in the data to support future monitoring activities. That pretty much an end-to-end story that we will be telling throughout this entire training course in different parts. To recap, source systems like HR system, finance system, inventory systems are about real-time transactions. We avoid having analytic queries hit them. It's expensive and it could introduce a number of other problems beyond performance, data integrity problems, and so on. We have lots of these systems, so the challenge is if we are trying to query across them, it is very, very challenging, particularly when they are not relational systems. Binary systems, XML documents, and yet you want to query across them. The ideal approach is that we periodically extract and integrate into platforms like data warehouse. As you see in the picture here, those all of them call center, CRM, finance, HR, all of them go to data warehouse. Extract them to data warehouse. The data warehouse then represents this data for business analysis processes, and commonly store the data in subject-specific stores we call data marts. This then introduces cubes, highly performant structures that allow users to help themselves to the data. We can integrate from multiple systems and represent consistent historical store that if you have changed over time, salesperson or sales people move from sales territory to sales territory, while the source system may not be concerned with the history shared with the data warehouses. As you see in the picture, which represents the ETL process, the way that we populate the structure through the ETL. According to a regular frequency, we extract, transform, and load the data into our data marts. Our analytical system, cubes, and data mining models allow us to slice and dice and explore, and to reveal patterns that are found within our data. Then we have our data feeds. What we can say about the OData feeds? The bottom line is here that we could have developers work